in 5 years, you will not regret the mistakes that you are made in foreign language. You will regret the sentences that you never said. Yeah, that's not a motivation quote, just not the pure empty motivation. It's what the research show, and it's also from my life. Stay with me, because today I'll show you why silence is the most expensive habit in language learning. If you are here first time, my name is Radomir Sejdak. I taught myself languages and I speak without any magic from school. No talent story also there, yeah? And I learned it for practical use. German, I got my career thanks to German. I'm sales director in one of the raw material company, and today I speak every day. And in German, that was very bad before in the school, but I started to learn it, and I managed to get a job in German and working in German. English, I use English every day for business, for a job, and also for business. Spanish, I speak with my friend from Cuba, and French, I'm learning more than 6 months now, 8 months now, with the French colleague from more or less the industry I'm working now with. And I learned them, all of them, from scratch. Yeah, every morning I wake up 5:30. I do things, also including languages, and I record voice messages to the friends. Apart from this, I run the companies in business, in real estate. I also run 11 marathons, and next to this, I have a full job as a director in sales, and next to this, I have family. And I don't look on any excuses. I think the job is a frame, and you can build around it everything what you want, what you wish. You learn inside your life, inside the things which are next to you. So I will talk about it. Anyway, psychologists from the Cornell University and Harvard University studied regrets across the people's lives. What they regret. So here's the pattern. In short term, we regret what we did, the mistakes, the embarrassment, yeah? But in the long term, we regret what we didn't do, the words left unsaid, the chances not taken. Yeah? Language learning is about the chances we can take. Yeah? It's a regret factory. Yeah? You are running on exactly that fuel, because most of us really spend years preparing to speak, preparing to all the time, sitting on the course. You know it. You're sitting on the course, you're sitting on the school, you're watching the app and so on, and you're not speaking. And the language learning is for speaking in general. Yeah, we are saying to ourselves, one more app, one more book, one more course, and so on. Yeah, and because we want to know the basics more before we start speaking. And the conversations, yeah, we are not ready for this. Yeah, and this is what fuel our regrets. Yeah, let me tell you about the story of the ant. An ant spends whole her life collecting the breadcrumbs, the crumbs on a pile, and it's big beautiful pile of things, enough for a lifetime, and suddenly the ant dies. Everybody knew about it, that she would be ready for whole her life, and suddenly she dies. It may be a sad story, but actually a lot of us decide not to do the step forward for speaking, but we are still preparing. We are gathering the crumbs on a pile, which is bigger and bigger, just preparing for speaking. And this is a sad story maybe, but it really let us only let us procrastinate, put away the moment of speaking, And then we are going with time. We are getting older and less willing to take a risk. That's the thing. Eventually, we may sometimes resign from learning, and we never decided to speak. And this can really happen, and happened with a lot of people. Stack of books, stack of apps, stories, and so on, and we don't flashcards, and we don't use it for speaking. Yeah, that's a sad story. Yeah, and with zero conversations, zero usage of the everyday, actually the language will not be alive. And if you have all these books, have a look. You have all these books, and you have these apps and so on. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. By the way, the word deciding comes from Latin desideri, which means cut off. Yeah, it's a time to cut off the most popular sentence in language learning. One more course before speaking. One more book before speaking. One more year before speaking. Yeah, I would say that's the deciding means really cutting off this procrastinating moment of one more, I would say. Yeah, because what can really happen if you start to speak, I mean also read, I mean also prepare one sentence, start to speak, I mean preparing 3 sentences and read them or speak them. Yeah, what's the problem of this, to decide to do it? Yeah, really. And and I don't think it's really preparation that we are doing for another 1 year or so speaking. I don't think it's preparation. It's postponing your life, your breadcrumbs for later. I know because I also did it. Yeah, German only changed my career when I started living it with calls, with messages, with changing my menu in telephone, with surrounding myself all the time. Yeah, with mistakes, embarrassment, with real people. Yeah, not when I finished another. It didn't happen when I finished another book, because that's this really is different story. Yeah, and it doesn't happen in one day. Yes, it's happening through months. Yeah, but after months you will have progress. After 6 months you are much further. After 1 year you can be communicative with this. Now I would say it's about the feelings. Yeah, because this is what is hurting us also, the language. The first voice note, the messages in language, is really embarrassing. You can try to record your now first trying of message and can feel embarrassment. Yeah, but it's actually learning. When you started to walk when you were a child, or when you see another child, you see this child cannot walk normally because have to fall down 50 times or 100 before it can walk. And the same would be on the bike. You have to fall down a lot of times before you learn how to ride a bike. And with sport, with football, whatever, it's not the thing we know from the beginning. And with language is the same. It should not be embarrassment. Yeah, you record it, you listen, and you want to delete it. Yeah, you record, but you can also record it again. You feel stupid? You shouldn't feel stupid. Yeah, but this feeling, even if you do, it's not a problem. Yeah, that's a little bit cringe, I know, but it's more like comfort zone which you have to step out of. It can be cringy, yeah, it can be, but with time it can only mean progress to you. That's kind of success tax, I would say. Success tax, if you will do it long enough, often enough, every day, then it will move you forward. You are paying this success tax, and then you got a discount, and then you got a promo. After 6 months of this, you have a lot of savings on yourself, with a lot of this embarrassment, cringy moments when you record so many messages that you feel better. And this is when it pays off, really pays off, because you are paying this before investing in this. Yeah. Last thing, the math. Every day you have 24 hours. Take away the sleeping, take away the work. You work in 9 hours, 10 hours. You go there 1 hour, come back, eating before, after, changing clothes. You still have few hours left, and you can spend it as me also on business and also for sport, for training for marathons if you would like to, or maybe for swimming, for shooting, whatever you like. Yeah, and you can spend also for language learning, and I really encourage you to do it every day, even if it can be 1 hour if you have it, but do it every day. But actually I encourage you to do it 15 minutes, really 15 minutes. Yeah, because this will be enough every day to accumulate long time, accumulated for much better results, I would say. Yeah, look, in 6 months you will accumulate a lot of 15 minutes. It will be tens of hours. In 1 year can be really propel you to speak communicative. Yeah, or you can spend it, not doing this, and then you will have regret. Yeah, I would say that's zero sum. So you don't have to do it. You can spend it on social media or spend it on watching TV, and then you will regret that you never spoke, that you were once a week you go on a French course, Spanish, Italian, Portuguese language course, and you never speak. That will be regret, because this 1 time per week you are, going to learn. So I would say that will be the regret. You can choose. Yeah. Yeah. So here is your task. If you are ready to really choose now the regrets you're going to have, I will give you a task. Just record today one voice message, just 1 minute voice message, and send it with the new language. In the new language, record it and send it to the friend or the family member. That this is your first trying. If you are a really beginner, just write it on Google, and Google Translate it from your language to the new foreign, and just send it to your partner, send it to your friend, brother, sister, and show them that you started to learn, you started to speak, because this is the key of learning, speaking. Yeah. And if you want, please share it also in the comment. Write it that you send it. You can also paste in the comment the text, which when you are using Google Translate, paste it in the comment section. I will be really proud to give you thumbs up and the heart, really, that you did it. So subscribe if you want to do more on this material, and see you next time on the next video. Take care.